I love running a full flame build in Helldivers too. Your napalm strike, your flamethrower, your incendiary mines, and then not just stopping there, but making sure you've got your your flame boy shotgun on, and also choosing the right grenade, whether you're using your fire nades or your thermite. It is super fun. It is super viable. Surprisingly, you can't take out titans, but you can deal with nearly everything else, and it is very democratic. Which is why I was very excited when I saw this, the new ship upgrade, Enhanced Combustion, which increases fire damage by 25% for stratagems, flamethrower, napalm, and your mines. It is hugely costly though. I think it costs the same as this one, yeah, as atmospheric. 200 greens, 200 rares, and 15 super samples to level up. So I did the thing and I went and grinded out the mid-sample materials. Personally, I haven't really farmed samples before. I just been playing the game. I've just unlocked everything slowly as I went. I stopped playing for a little bit and I did not have enough samples, so I had to go and farm samples to get this. And even as a lover of fire builds, I don't recommend getting enhanced combustions, and there are two main reasons why. I'm going to tell you why right now. The first main reason comes to you straight from Reddit. On the 30th of March, someone posted a video saying, hey, I don't think fire damage is working properly, especially when you're not the host. When you're host, the damage over time seems to work. When you're not the host, the damage over time doesn't work. I went out and tried to test this myself and couldn't replicate the results. Someone else did it on Reddit and they could replicate the results. I tested with bugs. These people were testing with automatons. And I was a little bit iffy, but then I actually saw the issue come true when I was using thermite grenades. Really, really obvious, because you can actually kill tanks with thermite grenades. 2 thermite grenades would take out a tank. I was playing by myself, it worked. And then I went into someone else's match, and then it no longer worked. And then when I was filming this video, I found the same issue, that basically little bugs was straight up tanking the flamethrower. Not the direct damage from flamethrower, but once you light them up, they were just walking it off. And for light enemies, these like little ants, these bugs, they basically should die instantly with the flamethrower, with just tapping them, and they were not. And then of course I went over and checked the community page, just as like, has this been addressed yet? Has this been talked about in the patch notes? And surprise, surprise, I actually hadn't checked last week, 9th of April. They did say, as a known issue, damage over time effects may only apply when dealt by the host. So, this is a huge issue to not... a huge encouragement for you to not waste your samples by purchasing this ship upgrade. It's pretty much not going to work, or has a chance of not working if you play Helldivers with other people, which you likely will be, and you are not the host, and so that's going to be a massive waste of samples. But let's just say that you're watching this in the future and they now have patched the issue and the damage over time is working correctly. Should you prioritize this ship upgrade? Because it is very expensive. And my advice is no. And now I'm going to tell you the second reason why I wouldn't prioritize it. And I've gone through all the damage numbers. Now, of course, it is 25%. We know the number. It's 25% more damage. But how does that functionally play out? And this is what I did for the damage testing. I went and bullied a charger. It was actually a behemoth charger, and it was the same behemoth charger each time, because I realized if you're doing damage testing, you can actually Alt F4 out of missions and you don't lose a mission, so you can keep the same mission, and the charger spawns in the same spot each time when you have it as a mission. So I timed how long it would take, or how much of the magazine it would take for a flamethrower or the canister. I did it firstly without the upgrade, and then I did it with the upgrade, and you save yourself about 3 seconds. With the upgrade, you'll take down a charger 3 seconds sooner than without the upgrade. Without the upgrade, you're going to go through nearly a full canister. With the upgrade, you're obviously going to have, surprise, surprise, 25% more left in your canister. This is the difference between like kind of using your flamethrower for a little bit first to clear out enemies, and then having enough left in the can to like completely demolish a charger. So it is very handy. And of course, if this has been patched in the future and you have like 4 Helldivers with it all upgraded, well, you're doing 25% extra damage each, this is going to melt charges. Of course, the flip side of that, the devil's advocate for that is like charges aren't very difficult anymore. Now that they only take one shot to the head with an EAT or a Quasar, but still very fun. On a side note, sometimes I did find if I was at a little bit more range, I think what happens here is I don't hit the squishy part with the flame, and they just kind of tank all the flame. You never know with Helldivers, sometimes just weird stuff happens, but this did happen to me where this was actually with the upgrade and this guy just like walked it off. So I do think you have to be close enough so the flame goes through and actually damages the squishy part, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm just going to talk you through the napalm and the mines first and some of the functional differences you'll see, and then I'll sort of give you the main reason why I still don't recommend it. So with it, when it comes to napalm, you're pretty much going to wipe out all light to medium enemies on the first explosion, and then anything walking through that fire is going to be completely obliterated for the Terminids. The warriors are going to go down by the time they get through. The Hive Guard will just make it through the fire, and they'll have a little bit of life left, but it's not much. In general, light to medium enemies are going to be taken out if they walk through this fire, and if they do make it through, they're going to make it through with just a slither of life left. Once you upgrade your napalm, essentially all these medium enemies are not going to make it through. The warriors, the Hive Guards, they're all going to burn out in the napalm, which is nice. So you can functionally see a little bit of difference there, but they're not going to make it through. Anything higher than that still gets through. Like your chargers can run through this quite easily. Your brood commanders, I guess, are technically like medium enemies, even though without medium armor, but they've got larger health pools, so they'll still make it through. The minefields are similar in effectiveness. Like all the small enemies or light enemies, I actually just die to the initial explosion of the mine going off, and then any fire left behind will finish them off, similar to like napalm. So this is without it upgraded, and then once you upgrade it, you see a similar effect to like the napalm, taking out nearly most light to medium enemies. So why then should you not prioritize getting this? It seems pretty good, right? Well, let me draw you a quick paint picture from light enemies, medium enemies, and heavy enemies. The short answer is flamethrower, napalm, and the mines are already incredibly good at doing what they do, which is basically melting anything from light to medium. And even though you're getting like the 25% extra fire buff here, everything already dies incredibly quick. Like the warriors, you only need to spray them with one spray before the upgrade and they'll burn out. So it's like, okay, well now they burn out a little bit quicker. The Hive Guard, you know, I think it's 2 sprays before the upgrade. Like you, and then they'll burn out. And so now it's like 1.5 sprays, right? And then they'll burn out. So the thing is, it does such a good job already in this zone for light and medium, you're not really going to feel the effects of the extra 25%, right? You're already destroying stuff incredibly quickly, as long as it's not bugged and the damage over time has been patched. Then you have like charges, right? Now, if you're going to save 3 seconds, and I would say it's mostly beneficial if you're taking on multiple charges. And I do have some pretty cool footage of like taking down like 3 or 4 charges. And in that case, sure. If your team is completely useless and you're the host and you're taking out multiple charges from multiple bug breaches, it's pretty nice. Also, if this has been patched and you have like 4 people running flamethrowers, charges are just gonna like, as a meme, just get instantly destroyed. I mean, once again, you know, 4 people running flamethrowers isn't as efficient as 1 person with the EAT, but it's super fun. Okay, so you're getting some benefits at the top end, mainly with charges, but also flame doesn't do anything against titans. It does. It pops their like their belly so they can't spew, but then they become immune. So you can't kill them. You can't kill a titan with it. So you're only getting benefits on the charger. And this is the second reason. This is why I don't recommend prioritizing getting this upgrade. If you want to spend it on something else, I'd recommend doing that, because flame is already incredibly good. The flamethrower's good. I love using mines. It's a bit memey, but it's still good. Napalm's also very good. It does its job so well already, you don't need to buff it anymore. That's the short answer. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to support content and can leave a comment, you can leave the word flamethrower. As usual, it's been a pleasure. This is Myelin Games. Peace.